Hey folks, Nick Harrington here, and this video is going to be a little bit different today. What I want to do is really do one of my show your work videos. That's kind of what I think about. So yesterday, I'm going to set the stage for you. Yesterday had, I wouldn't say a really good bite, but I caught some nice fish inside Farm Island trolling crankbaits. Now what I want to do is, I've got, and yesterday's forecast, I was in Farm Island because of the wind, and basically the second I got off it hit and it was really windy. But the next thing I want to do is, today's forecast is even worse. So at about 10 a.m. it looks like it's gonna start blowing 20-30 miles an hour from the west. Looks like the temp is not gonna drop, but probably stay the same in the low 60s, which honestly it's super humid and kind of hot right now, and it was a mosquito haven this morning at the boat dock. So I maybe won't go back to the dock until the wind picks up, but that's besides the point. So what I want to do here, I know I maybe have 2 hours to fish. It's just about 8 o'clock right now. Sun's literally just coming up behind the clouds back there right now. Kind of pretty. But what I'm doing is I'm just taking this 2 hours and I'm going to maximize my time. I'm not too terribly worried about catching fish. I want to know what the bite is like. So I'm starting with crankbaits. I have the same baits I had on yesterday because I know they caught fish. But I'm coming through my jigging spots and I just want to look and be like, okay, what's the graph telling me? So I'm paying a lot of attention to the graph. What are the rods telling me, right? Like, this isn't one of my go-to trolling spots, but if I pick up a fish or two, it'll tell me what the size of fish are, what the species are. Are they white bass? Are they walleyes? That's when I then look at my graph too. Is there a lot of gizzard shad? Am I marking lots of fish? Do I mark a pod and then board goes through that area and there's a walleye? That's the type of info that I'm trying to figure out right now. So just maximizing that 2 hours. I want to show you guys, it's not very pretty. Again, we might not catch any fish. We might not catch a fish. I don't know. We might catch a few, but I'm not here to catch fish today. I just want to take the best advantage of my time. So that's what you're going to kind of see as the theme. And then what I'm going to do, likely if the wind allows me, is I'm going to troll through these areas, and if something looks good, that's when I'm going to probably follow up with pitching. Right now I've been pretty unimpressed with my screen, so I haven't had any bites. If that's the case and the water is pretty dingy too, then I might be like, hey, this needs a little bit more time. That's what I'm trying to figure out today. So come along with me as I do it, and let's see what I can figure out. It's part of the reason that I like to really go through slowly. So you see right there, that is a ball of gizzard shad, and then there are a couple walleyes chilling back there. When we're in the shallow water, you can see we're in 7 feet. You really don't get a big mark in it, so it just kind of looked like a vertical column, and I apologize, I wasn't fast with the flow, and there was another one just like that. So that told me 2 pods of gizzard shad, and then there's probably some white bass or something else swimming with that, but those are probably 2 walleyes down there on the bottom. So again, just kind of showing my work as I go about this, but wanted you all to see this is what I'm looking for, and I'm right kind of in the primary range that I expect to be trolling cranks. So to be pitching jigs. So that's a good benefit to the just slowing down, trying the crankbaits, and seeing if this is where those fish are going to be holding. So one thing, I'm looking at my side scan pretty hard right now, and the first thing I'm noticing is that these fish are not concentrated. Hold on. Sorry, I've been focused on my side scan. Fish on. Yep, there he is. Walleye. So because I'm scouting, I'm going to drop a pin right here. So that, like I said, I literally was looking at my side scan, and it told me that I was seeing fish. He's not a big guy. He's short. I was seeing fish, but they were not, he was kind of late on it. He's not very active. Well, he's not very big. He didn't whack it, so I didn't notice him right away. I was focused on my electronics. But this is a good reason why I fish, troll. I mean, yeah, there's one, flopping them in. So I saw a pot of fish, I saw a pot of bait. I just had it confirmed to me that they were walleyes, and it was right in one of my favorite pitching spots. So we're gonna see. I might come back. I might throw a jig through that, but good news, I got the hook out of my hand. You probably heard that. That probably sounded good. I didn't swear. Little guy going home. Kind of pretty sunset in the background. Give it a kiss. go grow up, go eat those gizzard shad. I saw there were a lot of them. So, but that was a great example of, I was kind of dialed in on my electronics. I looked up and the board was just laying a little bit back. But again, my graph told me those probably weren't pitchy fish because they were so spread out. So that's a good reason why trolling covers spread out fish. So maybe this is the way to fish it. I don't know. That's why I do this, and that's why I find out. Okay, so the nice thing about trolling crankbaits is I was still able to fish and I was able to rig up. So what I got right here is I just tied on a Berkley Power Vibe. This is a 3-inch, I think it's fire perch, and it's a 3/8 ounce weight, 3-inch bait. With the dirty water, this is what I think is gonna be my best bet. So what I want to do is, I saw those fish, I caught that one, so now what I want to do is I'm going to go find that pod and I just want to cast on it, maybe 10-15 casts. I know that there's fish that are willing to take a crankbait, so I want to see if I can get them on the plastic. I'm not going to use live bait, I'm not going to try to pick this apart or anything like that. I truly just want to go cast a few times on it, see if I can get any to go. I did have one other bite on the crankbait, just a dit, and then it was gone, so tells me there's a few other fish in the area. But now I want to go and see, okay, can we catch them on plastics? Because then I know if I can catch them on plastics, then this is a spot that I'll be like, okay, especially as it cools down and I get some live bait, then I can pick that area apart. But let's go see if it's worth it. Okay, so what I got here, I got that Berkley Power Vibe. I'm fishing that on my JB Designs Platinum just because I don't know the Power Vibe, so I kind of want to feel it. Usually I use this JB rod for my live bait rod, but just tied it on here. It's my best jigging rod I own, so I just wanted to feel everything going on here. Fishing this right away, I'm about 5 casts into it, and the best way I can describe it is, think of it as like a mini crankbait, it almost feels like. So like what I've been doing is I've just kind of reeled down, lift pause, and on the rip I can feel it. So that must be the vibrations component of it. It's pretty fun little bait. Hoping the walleyes like it as much as I do. But that's kind of my method for fishing it right away. I tried like straight retrieve, and that didn't feel right. So that's kind of how I'm fishing it. Again, I don't know the official way to do this. I know the bass guys really like this bait, but just kind of letting it fall on a slack line, and then just giving it a pretty good lift, similar to how I would fish like a ripple shad. But like I said, about 5 casts in, saw a few fish. One actually swam right under the boat. Again, if I was really picking this apart, I'd probably have some live bait out. But like I said, even when I'm looking at them on side scan right now, I'll see like 2 or 3 fish, but they're not tight. They're not in pods yet. And that's not uncommon. So what I usually see is when you get, we got some good sun today. You can tell even right away, it's like 8:30 now. And it's already pretty dang bright. When you get that sunny days, that warmer weather here in the fall, I might have just had one thump me. Nope, maybe not. You'll see those fish really spread out. It's not until we get those cold days that those fish really concentrate, and that's exactly what my graph, what my morning so far is telling me, is these fish are not in those pods yet. And that's really what I consider your classic like jigging fish, is when you see them really potted up, like 4, 5, 6, 7 fish, and you can see them pretty lined up tightly on side scan. Right now I kind of see like a fish here and a fish there, and like I'll maybe have 3 on the screen, but they're not particularly tight, which kind of tracks with my with how my crankbait bite went. I caught one cranking. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do another crank pull on this. It is dirty. I don't like that. I don't like how dirty it is in here. Will not be bashful about that, but hoping that maybe I can steal 1 or 2 more on a crankbait, and that'll kind of give me a clue to where these fish are. I think I know, but what my gut is telling me, what my graph is telling me, and what my rod is telling me is that these fish are not ready to be jigged yet. We are still in a cranking scenario, and I don't think these are bottom bounce fish either. I have bottom bouncers with me, but I think these are a cover water, spread out type of thing. And I think the planer board is going to be key, because the planer board kind of gets it away from the rod. From the boat. I don't think that Lake Sharpe fish are boat shy, especially between the current and the dirty water. But I just like to kind of cover a little bit of extra water, and maybe that's what we'll see. Is I'll go through, I'll maybe give it one more cast, but then I'm going to go kind of restart that pass. And where I am, just so you kind of know, I'm in 6 feet right now. Where I am is just kind of a underwater point here that kind of goes 4.5 to 6 feet. So I've been fishing in that 5.5 to 6 feet right here. I'm kind of casting, I'm kind of in the deeper water, and I'm kind of casting on a little bit shallower area. So there's 2 really big holes. It's called McElravy's hole for those who are familiar. Hatchery, nice fish right under the boat. Probably should have live bait down. Whoops. But it's called McElravy's hole. What you'll see is those pods of gizzard shad, and then you'll see these fish come in here. They'll hang out. Pretty much it's a mid-October all the way up through really December bite. So it just kind of depends on the year. But yeah, like I said, you're pretty much seeing the whole. I took a few casts to acquaint myself with the Power Vibe. I tried just a few retrieves, but I'm literally giving it a few casts. I moved around a little bit too. Again, I just am not seeing on my side scan something that tells me this is going to be a jigging scenario. So let's finish this cast up, and let's get the crankbaits back out, and let's do another pull. Again, this is scout day. I mean, you can kind of tell when I get in work mode versus fun mode. We're in work mode right now, just because I want to be on the best bite for you. I want to share good information with y'all. My fishing reports, I take really good pride in them being the best information, not just, yeah, fishing's great. Fishing's not great right now, but that's what I do. I come out here and I want to find this stuff out. Plus, you really learn a lot in the process. Okay, so we're in that hole right now. You can tell we're in kind of that 20 feet. And look at that. So we got a big ball of shad right there, and then you can see a couple fish behind him. Now that's either a really nice walleye right there, or that's probably some white bass. That's what we got the rods to figure out. That's what we're gonna try to suss out. But again, this is another good reason that I come in and I troll this thing, because I just want a good, was that a white bass? Was that a walleye? Is that a carp? Well, if the rod bends over and it's a nice walleye, now we know. But yeah, then you can kind of see how aggressively we come out of this hole. So that's what makes this spot so enticing. It's going to come all the way back up into 6 feet, as you can see, kind of as we do that right here. And now this is where those fish usually are sitting. So I got to get my bait set up so that I'm ready to hit the 6 foot. So at this point, you're probably like, Nick, if you say this isn't a trolling spot, why are you trolling it? Well, that's a very fair question. And the reason, let's start with, when I say this isn't a trolling spot, it's not incredibly big. The primary bite zone is rather small. Like I said, I focus more on these kind of underwater points that we're getting towards right now. And as you can kind of see too, the contours are really tough. When I look at trolling spots, I look at big, expansive areas. So those flats. Flats are a great example of it. Some of the other areas, like as I come along those trees down here a little bit farther, that's a good trolling spot. If there's snaggy stuff on the bottom that I just want to keep my baits above and I maybe can't bottom bounce, another good example. But this just doesn't scream trolling spot to me, just because of the size of the area. The primary bite window, it's rather small. The contours, they're very changing. It's kind of tough to set your depths and maintain them. So, I mean, even I keep this board, I got it 30 feet down, I got it 35 feet back, because we're in 7 feet right now. This one's kind of a pain. Either I hope it's on the bottom and I'm constantly lifting it up and down, or I just, don't get it to be on the bottom most of the time. So, which that's fine. Again, that's the goal right now. I'm not trying to just fill a limit right now or whack a bunch of fish. In fact, you can almost see my mood when I get into like work mode, think mode, as opposed to like fun mode. So I'm in work mode, think mode right now. But that's what I'm trying to show off essentially. So I did make a couple adjustments here. I did put a shallow money badger on this one. I'm sorry, regular money badger on this one, that purple chrome. Just my go-to dirty water bait, just trying to make a lot of noise, a lot of vibration. But yeah, anyways, the other reason that I'm trolling this right now is there's no other boats out. So these fish are telling me they're scattered. That's a trolling situation to me. And usually when this bite is good, there's going to be a lot of boats in here this fall. And I don't want to be the guy that comes and trolls through everyone and messes everybody up. I don't want to do that. But because I am down here by myself, it does kind of allow me to, you know, drive in circles, do goofy things. I'm not going to mess up anybody else's day. So might steal a fish or two. Again, if it does, that tells me some areas to focus on. But I've spent about an hour on it right now. It's 8:53. I'm going to finish this pass out, and then I'm going to go try to find some other fish, because what this has told me is water's still pretty dirty. There's some fish in here. There's certainly some bait in here. That's the most promising thing. Lots of gizzard shad. But these fish just aren't ready. They need the water to clear up a little bit, but I think more importantly, they need the temperatures to cool. And I think once they cool and these fish kind of concentrate up, that's when this area is going to get really good. So jig and bite, just not ready to take off. This area, just not ready to take off just yet. Next week, probably be worth another check, and probably certainly 2 or 3 weeks from now. So that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to get to know the water body, spend time out here, really focus on it. And I know this video is not very exciting, but I hope you find it as some really good information for folks that are nerdy about fish like me. I have got an absolute pipsqueak on the line. It didn't even bend the board back. I looked behind and I just saw this fish floating back there. He is a little wee baby. So good reason, good lesson here is when you're trolling, keep an eye behind your bait too, especially when you're using boards, because look at that tiny white bass. This is the exact same forage that we had in Farm Island yesterday. So what that's telling me is there's a lot of forage in the system for walleyes right now. This is another example of it. We've got gizzard shad, we've got tiny baby white bass. These fish are going to be well fed. It's going to be tough to make them go. So figure out where this bait is and then figure out how to emulate it. Fortunately, that's why we're trolling white crankbaits. So trying to emulate these, trying to emulate the shad, and trick a few of the walleyes into biting the wrong thing. All right, well, I was trying to ditch my cold snap sweatpants because it feels like it's about 1,000,000 degrees right now. The wind is not yet here. And shallow, or the money badger bit. Walleye, so we got that going for us. That's kind of nice. And it looks like it'd be of the keeper variety too. I don't think I'm gonna keep any today, but yeah, I just looked up, heard that rod going off. Sure enough, here's a walleye. So there's definitely some fish in the ballpark. It's just, I gotta figure out, they're scattered. I gotta find them. Bye, go eat. Woo, feisty. But just covering water, figuring out where the fish are, putting waypoints when I find them. When the temp drops to a little bit more sustainable temperatures for the Nick, these fish are going to be ready for me to drop a jig. But until then, let's keep cranking these babies up. And I think what I'll do now is I'm going to go try to check a couple of my other cranking spots, see if those have gotten any better. Okay, I don't know who said that it's fall, but it is like 1,000,000 degrees out. Fortunately, I got one on the board here. So yeah, as you can tell, I've just been shedding layers because this 30-mile-an-hour wind, yeah, haven't found it yet. And that sun is just crispening. So this is not traditional fall, but like I said, this is when you kind of see those fish really concentrate out, or really spread out, not as much concentrated as you'd like to see. And that's an example right here. That's why we're pulling cranks. Water's still pretty dingy, but this fish right here, I guarantee this one goes in the box. I don't think I'm gonna eat any today because I made some really nice ribs yesterday. Yeah, this is good fish. Probably right at that 15-inch mark. But just come out here, cover water right now, because when you're shedding layers like this and the sun's hitting you as hard as it's hitting me right now, these fish are gonna spread out. So that sets up for a crankbait bite situation. As you can see, that's what I'm doing right now. We'll get that one back. covering water, figuring out, it's a little cleaner here, but not much. So that's kind of my experiment phase right now, is what are the fish looking like here? How many are there? Not a bunch, not gonna lie to you, I don't see a ton. But I got my, I got that money badger out. I'm trying to see, all right, let's get that to be a confidence bait. Is the flicker shad gonna produce? Is the money badger gonna produce? How do I combat this situation? Again, not the most exciting video today, but I really wanted to take just a deep dive into this Lake Sharpe information. I think it's been pretty well documented. The bite out here on Sharpe, it's pretty tough. But what I've been trying to do is show, you know, stay versatile, stay trying new things, combat the dirty water, cover as much water as possible. This is how you handle a tough bite. And I'm not gonna lie to you, when you look at my video last week, I usually, like when I make food, when I cook fish, I always like to have 3, and I don't freeze fish either. I hate frozen fish. I like it fresh. I come out here and catch them. So I was able to catch 3 last week. I was able to catch 3 yesterday. I think I've had 2 that it would have kept so far today. So I'm making the most out of this bite. I'm making the most out of this tough, challenging situation we've got here. And I'll tell you what, I'm learning a lot in the process. So hopefully you enjoyed. Again, sorry I'm nerdy, but I know there's some folks that appreciate about me. I'll do something silly again. I can do the what's for lunch segment for those that like my dad. I got some goldfish in the live well, but yeah, like, I mean, seriously, just trying to cover how I approach this tough bite situation. It's hot. It's really hot. I'm waiting for the wind now. I'm kind of rooting for it. So when that hits, it'll hit. But it's supposed to be like 34 for a low tonight. So maybe that's going to be what fires this fall bite up. I'll tell you what, though, I'd take it right now. Good fishing.